बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सभी। आई होप आप सभी बहुत अच्छे से होंगे और बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाई भी कर रहे होंगे। क्लास की शुरुआत करते हैं। चैप्टर है हमारा द चेंजिंग वर्ल्ड ऑफ आर्ट्स। लर्निंग पॉइंट: डेवलपमेंट्स इन द फील्ड ऑफ आर्ट्स, developments in literature, history of modern art, development of architecture. The period of 2 centuries between 1757 and 1947 is referred to as the period of colonialism and nationalism. This period marks a break with the past and heralds transformation in the various fields of art, लिटरेचर एंड आर्किटेक्चर। बच्चों, 2 सेंचुरीज जो रही है उसका जो पीरियड रहा है, फिर चाहे वो 1757 से लेकर के हो 1947 का, ये कॉलोनियलिज्म और नेशनलिज्म का पीरियड रहा है। इस पीरियड में कई सारे ब्रेक्स आए, कई सारे हेराल्ड्स ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस आए आर्ट में, लिटरेचर और आर्किटेक्चर के फील्ड में। डेवलपमेंट्स इन द फील्ड ऑफ आर्ट्स: द फॉलोइंग फैक्टर्स इन्फ्लुएंस द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ मॉडर्न आर्ट इन इंडिया। अर्लियर द इंडियन art was patronized by nawabs and princes. Under the British rule, it underwent a great change. पहले के टाइम में जो इंडियन आर्ट होता था वह पैट्रोनाइज होता था नवाब्स और प्रिंस के अंडर, लेकिन ब्रिटिश रूल आने के बाद में इसमें एक भयंकर बड़ा चेंज आया। फ्रॉम द 1780s, इंडिया बिकम अ मेजर अट्रैक्शन ऑफ लैंडस्केप एंड पोर्ट्रेट पेंटर्स फ्रॉम इंग्लैंड. With them arrived the art of oil painting, watercolor techniques of engraving and lithography. James Forbes, James Grant, James Bailey, Fraser and Charles D. Oley were famous British painters and engravers. The portrait painters included Tiley, Kettle and John Zoffe. Western style oil portraits on oriental themes were in vogue in the early and mid 19th centuries. At about the same time, the genre of history painting also developed. British painters glorified the imperial power in their paintings. In the late 18th century, provincial courts at Murshidabad, Awadh, Hyderabad, Arcot and Thanjavur bore witnesses to the opposing pictorial conventions of miniature and illustration oil painting. A new category of accompanying painting grew, which catered to the new British demands for accurate copying of the background, scenery, lifestyle, etc. of the colonial masters. There also existed popular picture production, the florist around temples, pilgrimage centers and the black towns of colonial cities. It was branded as bazaar art. One of the best known of the bazaar art emerged as Kali Ghat painting in Calcutta, that is Kolkata. बच्चों, वन ऑफ द बेस्ट जो आर्ट रहा है वो बाजार आर्ट उसे कहा जाता है, जो कि काली घाट पेंटिंग है, वो है कलकत्ता में। इन द mid 19th century there began printing and the mechanical replication of picture. The themes range from almances and scriptures to romantic and adventure fiction. बच्चों, mid 19th century में एक नया प्रिंटिंग मैकेनिकल रिप्लिकेशन पिक्चर का शुरू हुआ, जिसमें जो थीम्स है वो चेंज हुआ और थीम्स स्क्रिप्चर से रोमांटिक और एडवेंचर फिक्शन पर आ गया. By the 1880s, the above genres and style faced rapid extinction and the entry of new print techniques, that is lithography, oleography and new modes of shading and anatomy drawings. History of modern art. The modern Indian art may be studied under 3 chronological phases: the colonial western phase, the nationalist phase and the modern phase. The western phase is associated with the practice of oil painting and the adaptation of the academic realistic style. New schools of art set up in the metropolitan cities: Chennai 1850, Kolkata 1854, Mumbai 1856 and Lahore 1878. For fine arts, western academic art set the norm, while in the decorative arts, India's traditional crafts were seen to excel. Mumbai in the late 19th and early 20th century became the home of academic artists, most of whom emerged from Sir J.J. School of Arts and specialized in portrait, landscape and sculptures. Raja Ravi Verma, 1848 to 906, a scipion of the royal family of Travancore and a self-taught oil painter, is the most exemplary product of the westernizing phase. He excelled in oil paintings. He was the most popular mythological painter. वो एक most popular mythological painter था. He established an own oleography press on the outskirts of Mumbai to launch mass production of his paintings. The nationalist phase began in 1905 with the anti-colonial Swadeshi agitation in Bengal. Abanindranath Tagore 1871 to 1951 first evolved the Indian style painting. उन्होंने सबसे पहले इंडियन स्टाइल पेंटिंग इवॉल्व किया था. ही स्टाइल्ड वाटर कलर वॉश पेंटिंग्स. उन्होंने वाटर कलर जो वॉश पेंटिंग्स होते थे उसका इस्तेमाल किया था. ही पेंटिंग्स His paintings explored themes from Mughal history, Jag Devas, Gita Govinda, Kalidas, Ritu Samhara, and Meghduta. His students included Nandlal Bose and some Japanese artists who formed the core of the new school of Indian painting. By the 1920s, the Bengal School of Painting had taken an all-Indian cricket character. Beyond the nationalist phase, the story of modern Indian art came to center at Rabindranath Tagore's new art teaching center, the Kala Bhavan, set up in 1920 at Shanti Niketan under the charge of Nandlal Bose, 1882 to 1966. This art was rooted in a variety of Oriental pictorial traditions ranging from Ajanta and Bagh murals to Chinese brush paintings and Japanese woodcuts to the indigenous folk art of the Path Chitra. Binod Behari Mukherjee, 1904 to 80, the painter, and Ram Kinkar Bajaj, 1906 to 80, the sculptor, who were two other modern masters of Shanti Niketan. Rabindranath Tagore himself was a great artist. His paintings were individualistic, produced in watercolors, crayons and mixed media. बच्चों, जो रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर थे वो खुद ही एक बड़े आर्टिस्ट थे, एक ग्रेट आर्टिस्ट थे. उनकी जो पेंटिंग्स हुआ करती थी वो इंडिविजुअलिस्ट होती थी, और वो कैसे होती थी, वो वाटर कलर, क्रेयॉन्स और मिक्स्ड मीडिया से वो बनती थी. अमृता शेरगिल, 1913 to 1941, the sole woman artist of the entire early history of art, deserves mention. She was a genius in oil painting and academic realism. She evolved a distinct ethnical facial type in her figures and made the ordinary people the subjects of art. बच्चों, अमृता शेरगिल जो कि एक सोल विमेन आर्टिस्ट थी, और उनका मेंशन होना हमारी हिस्ट्री में बहुत ज़रूरी है क्योंकि वो एक जीनियस ऑयल पेंटिंग और एकेडमिक रियलिज्म थी. Jamini Roy, 1887 to 1974, was another prominent Bengali painter who produced the most successful modern folk style of his time. The names of E.B. Havell, A.K. Kumaraswamy, George Kate Ferguson, Percy Brown and Sir John Marshall also deserves mention. After 1947, there emerged the progressive artist group PAG, which included Maqbool Fida Hussain, H.A. Gade, Syed Haider Raza, Sadanand Ji Bakre, Francis Newton Souza, Satish Gujral, etc. The main center of the art was Bombay. M.F. Hussain was a great signboard painter. Later, his paintings suggested the complex fabric of India, life from Mahabharata, Mother Teresa, etc. Satish Gujral painted the mysteries of the refugees through dark, angry colors and brushwork. He was greatly influenced by Mexican mural painters like Diego Rivera and David Suarez. Art schools. In the 19th century, many art schools were established by the British. They were initially opened in the presidencies of Calcutta, Bombay, Madras, and later on in parts of the country as well. These schools promoted western styles of पेंटिंग. बच्चों, 19th सेंचुरी में बहुत सारे आर्ट स्कूल्स स्टैब्लिश किए गए थे ब्रिटिश के द्वारा, और ये सारे प्रेसिडेंसीज सिटीज़ में ही खोले गए थे, जैसे कि कलकत्ता, बॉम्बे और मद्रास. और इन स्कूलों में प्रमोट किया जाता था वेस्टर्न स्टाइल्स के पेंटिंग्स को. द मैसूर एंड तंजौर स्कूल ऑफ आर्ट वर पॉपुलर इन साउथ. देयर वर इंडियन इन देयर थीम्स. इन बंगाल, Abhindranath Tagore, 1871 to 1951, began a new style of painting which was quite nationalist in its theme. This style developed in the Bengal School of Art. This school took inspiration from miniature paintings of Rajasthani and Mughal art and mural paintings of the Ajanta caves. They also took some style of Japanese paintings. Rabindranath Tagore also promoted this school of art. Art evolves with time everywhere. Influence from the outside world make it richer. Art हर तरफ से, हर तरीके से वो इवॉल्व होता है. द आर्ट ऑफ मॉडर्न इंडिया विटनेस्ड अ परफेक्ट मिक्स ऑफ इंडिजीनियस आर्ट फॉर्म्स एंड द ब्रिटिश आर्ट फॉर्म्स. द बड़ौदा स्कूल ऑफ आर्ट वॉज रिप्रेजेंटेड बाय शांति देव, G.R. संतोष, श्वेति भट्ट, गुलाम शेख, एक्सेट्रा. द मद्रास स्कूल ऑफ आर्ट फ्लोरिश्ड अंडर द गाइडेंस ऑफ D.R. Chaudhary and K.C.S. Panikkar during the post-independence period. The printing press in India. The printing press emerged as an active instrument in social change in India. Did you know? The first printing press in Kolkata was established in 1778. Daniel's famous 12 Views of Kolkata was among the earliest books printed in India. क्या आप जानते हैं पहला प्रिंटिंग प्रेस जो था वो कलकत्ता में स्टैब्लिश किया गया था 1778 में. दानियल्स फेमस जो 12 व्यूज़ है कोलकाता का, वो अर्लीस्ट बुक प्रिंटेड थी इंडिया में. प्रिंटिंग इन इंडिया वॉज मोस्टली डन थ्रू लिथोग्राफी के थ्रू ही पहले के टाइम में प्रिंटिंग इंडिया में पॉसिबल होता था. Lithography is a method of printing using stone or a metal plate with completely smooth surface. Some East India Company officials were the first to attempt publication of newspapers in the country. But it was James Auguste Hickey who began publishing the first newspaper in India on 29th January 1780. बच्चों सबसे पहले जेम्स ऑगस्ट हिकी ही थे जिन्होंने पहली बार 1780 में 29th जनवरी 1780 में पहला न्यूज़पेपर पब्लिश किया था इंडिया का. द न्यूज़पेपर वाज द बंगाल गैजेट. न्यूज़पेपर का नाम क्या था? बंगाल गैजेट. अदर न्यूज़पेपर्स दैट फॉलोड वर द कलकत्ता गैजेट इन 1784, द बंगाल जर्नल एंड द ओरिएंटल मैगजीन्स ऑफ कलकत्ता इन 1785, द कोलकाता क्रॉनिकल इन 1786, द मद्रास कोरियर इन 1788 एंड अ ईयर लेटर द बॉम्बे हेराल्ड. द फर्स्ट न्यूज़पेपर इन एन इंडिया लैंग्वेज वो समाचार दर्पण इन बंगाली. पहला न्यूज़पेपर जो इंडियन लैंग्वेज में छापा गया था वो था समाचार दर्पण, जो कि बंगाली लैंग्वेज में था. द इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़पेपर्स ऑफ द पीरियड वर अमृता बाजार पत्रिका, केसरी, द हिंदू, द ट्रिब्यून, द मेल एक्सेट्रा. द प्रिंटिंग प्रेस ऑल्सो प्लेड अ वाइटल रोल इन स्प्रेड ऑफ फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल. प्रिंटिंग प्रेस ने भी एक वाइटल रोल निभाया था इंडिया को आज़ादी दिलाने में. Newspapers such as the Sampad Kamuri, started by Raja Ram Mohan Roy in 1821, and the Kesari, started by Lokmanya Tilak in 1981, awakened the ideas of social reformers, nationalism and freedom, and inspiring them to rise in revolt against oppression. Sculpture. In post-independence era, giant images in bronze were produced by Ram Kinkar Base and Meera Mukherjee. Somnath were produced small bronze works. In Madras, Chennai, P.V. Janakiram and S. Dhanapal created iconic image in bronze and copper. Pilu Pochkanawal and Adi Daraiwala from Bombay to Purodosh Dasgupta, Amarnath Sehgal and Sakhu Chaudhary from Delhi were other prominent sculptors. Nagji Patel and Raghav Kaneria created census images in stone, while B.S. Cart replicated the ancient sculpture. Himmat Shah and K.G. Subramaniam rediscovered the tactile surfaces of clay and terracotta. Abstract art. The early pioneers in abstract art include V.S. Gayatonde, Sayyid Haider Raza, Ram Kumar Biren De, K.N. Pennikar, J. Swaminathan and others. Modern trends in Indian art have begun given recognition and patronage by critics, individuals, government, etc. The National Gallery of Modern Art contains a large number of collections of modern art. The Lalit Kala Academy has published monographs on contemporary art and artists. Thinking short. From the beginning of the 19th century, educated and conscious Indians fought for the freedom of press. What motives do you think Raja Ram Mohan Roy and Lokmanya Tilak had बिहाइंड द पब्लिशिंग न्यूज़पेपर्स? बच्चों बिगनिंग में 19th सेंचुरी के ज़्यादातर जो एजुकेटेड लोग होते थे या कॉन्शियस इंडियन जो थे वो फ्रीडम के लिए प्रिंटिंग प्रेस का इस्तेमाल करने लगे. आपको क्या लगता है कि राजा राम मोहन रॉय और लोकमान्य तिलक ने इसके पीछे जो पब्लिशिंग न्यूज़पेपर के पीछे उनका क्या मोटिव रहा था? इसके बारे में बच्चों इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. चेंजिंग इन परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट्स. Music, dance and theatre are the main performing arts. India had a rich heritage in these fields before the coming of the English in India. Our classical music, both the Hindustani and Carnatic styles, presents a rich heritage. We are simply thrilled by the rendering of the classical music, vocal as well as instrumental. Music and dance have also been influenced by the Renaissance in India. बच्चों अंग्रेज़ों के आने से पहले म्यूज़िक और डांस या जो थिएटर है, जो आर्ट्स है, वो परफॉर्म किया जाता था इंडिया में बिल्कुल इंडियन कल्चर के हिसाब से ही. म्यूज़िक. द संगीत समाज ऑफ कोलकाता एंड Jyotirjik Mandir of Bombay created awakening in the field of music. Pandit P.N. Bhagthande inaugurated new education in music and infused a new spirit for music among people. Vishnu Digambar also tried to revive music. His disciples were spread all over northern India and Bombay. Rabindranath Tagore revived Indian music in Bengal. Many other institutions were set up at Delhi, Lucknow, Gwalior, Kolkata, Madras, Pune, etc. for the promotion of music. By his brilliant exposition and masterly demonstration of Indian music, Dilip Kumar Roy won administration in Western countries. While classicists glorify the antiquity and sanctity of ancient Indian music, it is film music that has captured the minds and hearts of the audiences. वो इंडियन म्यूजिक ही था, इंडियन फिल्म्स के म्यूजिक ही थे जिन्होंने ऑडियंस के हार्ट्स और माइंड्स पर कब्जा किया. इनिशियली द फिल्म इंडस्ट्री अट्रैक्टेड मैनी क्लासिकल म्यूजिक सच एज हीराबाई बड़ौदकर, जोहराबाई, एम.एस. सुब्बुलक्ष्मी, बेगम अख्तर, as well as maestros Allah Rakha Khan tabla, Ravishankar sitar, and Abdul Halim Zafar Khan sitar, Sonu Nigam, Shreya Ghoshal etc. are ऑल्सो वेरी फेमस सिंगर. ये जितने भी नाम हमने लिए हैं बच्चों, ये काफ़ी फेमस सिंगर्स हैं जिन्होंने फिल्मों में अपना काफ़ी योगदान दिया है और लोगों का दिल भी जीता है. Indie pop was created by Indian musicians with a Western orientation. Today, it has emerged as a great success, a song and dance number by indie pop singer. Daler Mehndi adds luster to a picture. Pop, filmy and rap music is the latest addition in music. Pop music और जो rap है वो latest addition बन चुका है आज के हिंदी pop music में. It is very popular. Honey Singh, Badshah, Mika Singh, Neha Kakkar, Tony Kakkar, etc. are some famous pop filmy singer rappers in India. Arjit Singh is also a very famous singer. He sings filmy pop, ghazal, Indian, classical, etc. Dance. Manipuri, Kathakali, Kathak, Bharatnatyam, Kuchipudi, Odissi, etc. are the various classical dance forms. Institutions like Kala Kshetra, Kerala Kala Mandalam, Siddhendra Kalakshetra, Bharatiya Kala Kendra, Kathak Kendra and Jawaharlal Nehru Manipur Dance Academy produced dance dramas. Folk forms like Chhau were also brought into the mainstream and were used for choreography. Uday Shankar, the famous choreographer of India, presented the two dance dramas in the late 1920s and in England. During 1932 to 1960s, he performed regularly in America. Regularly उन्होंने अमेरिका में परफॉर्म किया था. उदय शंकर ने एक फेमस कोरियोग्राफर रहे हैं ये इंडिया के. He established the Uday Shankar India Culture Center in 1938 at Almora in Uttarakhand, where he trained a new generation of dancers in the Oriental style. By the 1920s, Rabindranath Tagore too had been exposed to the dance traditions of the Southeast Asia. Dance was part of the curriculum at his school in Shantiniketan. The Rabindrik or Tagore school of dance became quite famous. Uday Shankar's contemporary Shanti Bardhan created a new dance vocabulary of his ballet Ramayana. In the 1980s, leading classical dancers like Mrilanini Sarabhai and her daughter Mallika, Yamini, Krishnamurthy, Sonal, Mansingh, Chandralekha, Kumudini, Lekhika, Atal became popular. In contemporary dance, the theme shifted from the mythological to the modern. Manzukari, Chaki, Sirkar and her daughter Ranabati have evolved the Narantriya dance language. Astad, Debu and Uttar Kurvlawala have evolved these individual styles. बच्चों आगे बढ़ने से पहले, did you know Uday Shankar is known as the father of modern dance in India. उदय शंकर को father of modern dance कहा जाता है इंडिया में. Let's do it. Collect information and Indian pop singers and enlist them. बच्चों आपको कलेक्ट करना है इन्फॉर्मेशन जो इंडियन पॉप या इंडी पॉप सिंगर्स हैं और उनको एनलिस्ट करना है. Developments in literature. As a result of the contract with the Western culture, education and literature, there was an awakening in India in the 19th century. Some educated Indians began exploring the glorious past of ancient India, which restored their self-confidence. The social reformers preached in the vernacular languages. Eminent writers composed literature in Hindi and the other vernacular languages. However, Indian literature in the 19th and the early 20th century underwent many changes in style as well as content. Early works were mainly composed in verse, but now the scholars also wrote in prose forms. New forms of literature like drama, short stories, novels, poems, etc. became more popular instead of epics and other voluminous works. The authors of this period mainly wrote on contemporary humanistic issues in contrast to the earlier works which were based on religion, mythology and the royal life of rulers. Main feature of modern Indian literature. Modern Indian literature के main features के बारे में जान लेते हैं. The Indian writers adopted European literary forms such as sonnet, ode and blank verse in poetry and narrative prose in novels along with their own literary traditions. The content of literature was native or local. Indian literature was nationalist or character. It laid emphasis on national liberation. Writers glorified the past. They also criticized the old traditions and conventions. Indian writers produced literature in vernacular languages. The following forms of literature were produced. Fiction. Literature in Bengali language was produced in bulk. बंगाली लैंग्वेज में जो लिटरेचर होता था वो बल्क में प्रोड्यूस होने लगा. बंकिम चंद्र चैटर्जी 1834 to 1894 wrote the famous novel Anand Math, which contains the national song Vande Mataram. Munshi Premchand wrote many novels in Hindi including Godan and Rangbhumi. Vibhuti Bhushan's Pathar Panchali, Tara Shankar's Ganadevta and Maniko's Parma Mandir Majhi are famous Bengali novels. Famous novelists include Phanishwar Nath Renu, Mela Aanchal in Hindi, Gopinath Broja in Oriya, Pannalal Patel Makelejit in Gujarati, Shivaram Karnataka, Choman Dudhi in Kannada, Bhai Chandra Nomade, Kosla in Marathi, Sarat Chandra Chattopadhyay in Bengali, Jainendra Kumar and Yashpal in Hindi, Bharatendu Harishchandra, Ganesh Shankar Vidyarthi and Maithili Sharan Gupta, etc. wrote on social issues in simple Hindi. Iqbal composed Urdu poems on patriotic, revolutionary and contemporary themes. Keshav Sut Hari, Narayan Apte, Agarkar, Bangladhar Tilak and Chipulkar made rich contributions to Marathi literature. In Gujarati, Narmada's poetry and Govardhan Ram's novel Saraswati Chandra made a tremendous impact. Lakshmi Kant Bejbura in Assamese, Sana Pati and Radhanand Roy in Oriya, K.V. Govada Puttata in Kannada, Kedala Verma and V.K. Narayana Menon in Malayalam, Guzara Appa Rao in Telugu and Valathal and B. Subramaniam Bharati in Tamil were pioneers in their respective languages. The literature of the early 20th century was deeply influenced by the struggle for freedom. It aroused patriotism among people and advocated reforms in Indian society. इन सभी लोगों ने अपना contribution दिया था और एक patriotism लोगों के बीच में जगाया था. Short story. रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर, प्रेमचंद, यशपाल, जैनेंद्र कुमार, सादत हसन मंटो, राजेंद्र सिंह बेदी, कृष्ण चंदर ईटल were the famous story writers. ये सभी famous story writers थे. Poetry. Indian poetry influenced by romanticism of European literature differed in contents and themes. It laid stress on nationalism and such as it was anti-feudalism and anti-imperialism. The notable Indian poets include Rabindranath Tagore Bengali, Iqbal Urdu, Keshav Sut Marathi, Subramaniam Bharati Tamil, Etal. In the early 1940s, Indian poetry took to realism and portrayed the lives of masses. Agyeya and Mukti Bodh Hindi, Faiz and Mazaz Urdu, Jeevan Anand Das Bengali, B.S. Mardhekar Marathi, Etal present the modern poetry. अब आते हैं ड्रामा पर. दीन बंधु मित्र 1860 and बादल सरकार Bengali, Vijay Tendulkar Marathi, Girish Karnad Kannada, Mulk Raj Anand and R.K. Narayan English are noted dramatistics writers. Rabindranath Tagore 1861 to 1941 was in the 1913 versatile genius. He won Nobel Prize for Literature for his immortal work Gitanjali. अपने immortal work Gitanjali के लिए उन्होंने 1913 में ये एक वर्सेटाइल जीनियस थे. इन्होंने एक नोबेल भी जीता, नोबेल प्राइज भी जीता. He emphasized national awakening and international humanism. He wrote in his mother language, that is Bengali. His novel include Gora and Ghare Beri, while Galpa Gacha is a collection of short stories. He was an original creator in music. His paintings elucidate the high equality of his heart. अब आते हैं थिंकिंग शॉर्ट पर. यू हैव स्टडीड दैट हाउ द फील्ड ऑफ लिटरेचर एंड आर्ट गॉट एनरिच्ड एंड प्रोग्रेस्ड. इन योर व्यूज व्हाट एल्स कैन बी डन टू प्रमोट द इंडियन लिटरेचर एंड व्हाट वैल्यूज इट्स प्रोग्रेस डिनोट. बच्चों, आपने देखा, आपने पढ़ा लिटरेचर के बारे में, आर्ट के बारे में कि कैसे एनरिच्ड हुए, कैसे इन्हें प्रोग्रेस मिला. आपको क्या लगता है, आपकी क्या व्यूज है कि आप इसे और अच्छी तरीके से कैसे प्रमोट कर सकते हैं? बच्चों, इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा. डेवलपमेंट ऑफ आर्किटेक्चर. द कमिंग ऑफ द यूरोपियंस मार्क्स द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ European architecture in India in the 16th century. The Arabian Sea forts as Chaul in Maharashtra 1516 and Diu in Gujarat 1536 are reminders of the essential military character of the Portuguese colonial enterprise. The churches of Old Goa give the best idea of the Barroco ecclesiastical style in the India. The C 1562-65 to 1651 is the largest cathedral in South Asia. The nearby Basilica of Bom Jesus 1605 is equally grand. The church is laid out on a cuneiform plan with prominent transepts. Danuborg at Trangamanbadi on the Bay of Bengal coast of Tamil Nadu 1620 is an example of Danish military architecture. British settlements were also martial in character as may be judged from the star-shaped polygonal layouts of Fort William in Calcutta, now Kolkata 1757 and Fort Stephen George in Madras, now Chennai 1783. English church architecture is neoclassical as in the Cathedral Church of St. Thomas in Bombay, now Mumbai 1672-1718. Neo Gothic architecture became fashionable in the 19th century as can be seen in St. Paul's Cathedral in Calcutta, that is Kolkata 1839-80, and All Saints Cathedral in Allahabad, now Prayagraj. The same mix of styles characterize British civic monuments. One of the largest neoclassical projects of the era is Raj Bhavan in Kolkata 1799 to 1802, seat of the British governors and viceroys until 1911. Other neoclassical projects include Raji Roji Hall in Madras 1802, Town Hall in Bombay 1833, and Senate Hall of Calcutta University 1864. Similar features characterize many of the princely residencies of the era, such as the Aina Mahal at Murshidabad in West Bengal 1829-37 and the Falaknama Place outside Hyderabad 1872. Did you know the Gothic architecture had dominated the architecture of cathedrals and churches during the 12th and 13th centuries? क्या आप जानते हैं जो Gothic architecture है उसने dominate किया था आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ कैथेड्रल्स को और चर्चेस को 12th और 13th century में. The basic feature of this architecture were rib vaults, sharply pointed arches and buttresses, lofty spires, stained glass windows and carved facades decorated with mythical creatures. St. Peter's Church in Rome represents the first style, while Cathedral of Reims, Cathedral of Florence and the Pisa Tower in Italy represent the Gothic style of architecture. The Neo-Gothic style also proved serviceable for British civic monuments, and that is the Convocation Hall and Raja Bai Tower of Bombay University 1869-74, High Court 1869, Victoria's Terminus 1888 and the Railway Offices 1894. Neo-Gothic buildings are also founded in Queen's College in Varanasi 1847 and High Court in Kolkata 1864-72. An important innovation of the era was the Indo-Saracenic Muslim mode with its imaginative blend of neo-Gothic elements with cubed arches, chhatris and bulbous domes drawn from late Mughal architecture. Monuments of Indo-Saracenic Muslim styles includes those of Art Museum in Trivandrum, that is Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala 1872, Senate House of Madras University in Chennai 1874-79, Lakshmi Vilas Palace in Vadodara 1881, Central Museum in Jaipur 1875-85, Senate House of Allahabad University 1883 and the KG Medical College in Lucknow 1912. Islamic revivalism characteristics the Prince of Wales Museum 1908-15 and the General Post Office 1909-14 in Mumbai, High Court 1916 and Osmania General Hospital 1999 in Hyderabad. Hindu revivalism may be seen in Lakshmi Narayan Mandir in New Delhi 1938. The Rashtrapati Bhavan, earlier the Viceroy's Lodge, sited at the Rajpath of Delhi 1912-29 and the nearby circular Sansad Bhavan are a monumental version of neo-classicism created by Edwin Lutyens. बच्चों राष्ट्रपति भवन जिसे पहले वाइसरॉयज लॉज था जो कि राजपथ दिल्ली में साइटेड है और इसी के साथ में है संसद भवन जिसे एडविन ल्यूटियंस द्वारा बनवाया गया था. नियोन क्लासिज्म इन कोलकाता Calcutta at this time is best represented by the Victoria Memorial 1921 designed by William Emerson. The Umaid Bhavan in Jodhpur in Rajasthan is designed in an Art Deco manner by Henry Vaughan Lanchester. After independence, projects were taken up by architects of international repute. Le Corbusier, the Swiss-born architecture, contributed to the master plan of Chandigarh with his individual brand of modernism. The Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, was undertaken by the American architect Louis Kahn. Charles Correa created Gandhi Memorial Center in Ahmedabad 1958 to 63 and the Jawahar Kala Kendra Complex in Jaipur 1986 to 91. Case studies: Mumbai and China. Mumbai was acquired in 1661. It soon became the hub of commercial and cultural activities. Performing arts, dance, drama, music witnesses all round development. New style of painting were evolved. A large number of architectural structures remind us of the colonial days. These structures were made in Indo-European style. The Victoria terminus renamed as Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminal. बच्चों, जो बॉम्बे है उसे 1661 में अक्वायर किया गया था और जल्द ही ये एक कमर्शियल कल्चरल एक्टिविटीज़ में तब्दील हो गया था, हब बन गया था। यहाँ पर कई सारे आर्ट्स, डांस, ड्रामा, म्यूज़िक को विटनेस किया जाता था और उसे काफ़ी डेवलप किया गया। The Victoria terminus named as Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus was built in 1888। और जो छत्रपति शिवाजी टर्मिनल जो है, जिसे विक्टोरिया टर्मिनस कहा जाता था, उसे 1888 में बनवाया गया। डिजाइन बाय F.W. Starters, it took 10 years to complete it। इसे बनाने में लगभग 10 साल लग गए थे और इसे डिजाइन किया था F.W. Starters में। It is the westernmost end point of the Central Railway. It was put on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2004. Prince of Wales Museum, renamed as Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya, is located near the Gateway of India. It was designed by George Willett. It took 6 years to complete. The museum is a combination of several architectural elements. Its high dome resembles that of the Taj Mahal at Agra. Its balconies and inflamed floors remind us of Mughal palaces. The museum houses rare and ancient exhibits of Indian history. It also has artifacts of the Indus Valley civilization and relics of the objects of the Maurya and Gupta periods. Gateway of India. It was built during 1914 to 17 to commemorate the visit of George V and Queen Mary for the Darbar at Delhi in 1911. It was completed by George Willett and George Begg. Other buildings include General Post Office, Municipal Corporation 1889 to 93, Raja Bhai Tower, Bombay University 1857, Elphinstone College, Old Secretariat, Public Works Department, Central Indian Railways Offices 1894 to 99, Chamber of Commerce 1886, State Police Headquarters 1872 to 76. Chennai. Madras was the shortened name of the fishing village Madrasapatnam, where the English East India Company built a fort and trading post in 1644। बच्चों, मद्रास जो है वो एक छोटा नाम है फिशिंग विलेज मद्रासापट्टनम का, जहां पर ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने एक फोर्ट बिल्ट किया था अपने ट्रेडिंग पोस्ट के लिए 1644 में। By 1652 the factory of Fort St. George was recognized as a presidency in 1688. The earliest municipal corporation of India was established here. By 1801, the British became masters of South India and Madras became their administrative and commercial capital. The famous buildings of the British period include the following: Fort St. George. It is the first British fortress in India, built in 1644. It is named after St. George, the patron saint of India. Soon it became the hub of commercial activities. It also helped in establishing British influence over the Carnatic region as well as the French forces based at Pondicherry, that is Pondicherry. Today it houses the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly and Secretariat. Second one is Cathedral of St. Thome. It was built in 1504, rebuilt 1893 in the honor of St. Thomas, an apostle of Christian. It is rebuilt in a neo-Gothic style. The High Court. It was built in 1892. It is believed to be the second largest judicial complex in the world after London's. It is built in Indo-European style. बच्चों, इसे 1892 में बनाया गया था और इसे इस बिलीव किया गया था, ये एक सेकेंड लार्जेस्ट जुडिशियल कॉम्प्लेक्स माना जाता है इसे पूरे वर्ल्ड का, लंदन के बाद में। इसे एक इंडो यूरोपियन स्टाइल में बनाया गया है। द वॉर मेमोरियल, इट इज सिचुएटेड टू द साउथ ऑफ द फोर्ट स्टीफन जॉर्ज। इट वॉज बिल्ट इन 1939 इन द मेमोरी ऑफ सोल्जर्स हु सैक्रिफाइस्ड देयर लाइव्स ड्यूरिंग द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर। ये जो वॉर मेमोरियल है, फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर में जितने भी जो सोल्जर्स थे उन्होंने अपनी लाइफ जो सेक्रीफाइस की थी, उन्हीं के याद में ये मेमोरियल बनाया गया है। अब आते हैं डिड यू नो, क्या आप जानते हैं मुंबई फॉर्मली बॉम्बे वॉज एन एंशियंट सेटलमेंट। इट वॉज कॉल्ड बॉम्बैया और फिर बे by the Portuguese and corrupted by the British to Bombay. Its vernacular name Mumbai suggested a derivation from the goddess Mumba, a corrupted form of Maha Amba or Great Mother, a goddess of the Koli fishing community who are still residents of Mumbai's Colaba Gateway. अब आते हैं word brain पर। Elemensis, a book published every year that contains information about the movements of the planets, the phases of the moon, etc. Shion, a young member of a family, especially a famous one. Rib vault, it is an architectural feature of covering a wide space. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं फिल द गैप्स पर। यहाँ पर कुछ गैप्स दिए गए हैं, एक स्टेटमेंट्स दी गई है, चैप्टर की मदद से इसे खुद से कीजिएगा। राइट टी फॉर ट्रू एंड एफ फॉर फॉल्स। शारदा चंद्र चट्टोपाध्याय रोट आनंद मठ इन बंगाली, ट्रू फॉल्स। आगे की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस ब्रीफली। बच्चों यहाँ कुछ क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, चैप्टर की मदद से इन्हें खुद से कीजिएगा। आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस इन डिटेल्स। बच्चों यहाँ कुछ क्वेश्चंस दिए गए हैं, चैप्टर में हमने इसके बारे में डिस्कस किया है, चैप्टर की मदद से इन्हें खुद से कीजिएगा। स्किल एनरिचमेंट जोन, फन एक्टिविटी। हैव अ डिबेट इन द क्लास ऑन द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ ब्रिटिश कल्चर ऑन इंडियन आर्ट फॉर्म्स। यू कैन स्पीक इन योर फेवर और अगेंस्ट the motion. Also give arguments from the present day influence of the western culture. बच्चों एक डिबेट आप क्लास में फॉर्म कीजिए इफेक्ट्स ऑफ ब्रिटिश कल्चर ऑन इंडिया आर्ट फॉर्म्स के टॉपिक पर। आप इसके फेवर या इसके अगेंस्ट में भी बोल सकते हैं और उसके बाद आपको एक आर्ग्यूमेंट भी प्रेजेंट डे का बनाना है कि कैसे प्रेजेंट डे में वेस्टर्न कल्चर हमें इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहा है। एक्टिविटी, मेक अ प्रोजेक्ट ऑन कॉलोनियल आर्किटेक्चर, यूज पिक्चर्स ऑफ बिल्डिंग्स फ्रॉम मद्रास एंड बॉम्बे एंड पेस्ट देम इन द प्रोजेक्ट। बच्चों आपको एक प्रोजेक्ट बनाना है कॉलोनियल आर्किटेक्चर पर। आप मद्रास और बॉम्बे के बिल्डिंग्स के पिक्चर्स को भी अपने प्रोजेक्ट में पेस्ट कर सकते हैं। इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम विद द periodization of Indian history? What kind of propaganda would have been carried on through the press by the nationalists on one hand and British on other hand? Do you think that our present day newspapers promote unity amongst us? If yes, how? बच्चे इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। उम्मीद है क्लास में पढ़ाई गई हर एक बात आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गई होगी। अब आप इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से करते रहिएगा।